Now, this weekend, a new nation will be crowned as champions of the Africa Cup of Nations, as Nigeria will be taking on tournament host Cote d'Ivoire in the AFCON final out at the Alassane Ouattara Stadium in Abidjan. To talk about this match and Bafana's third and fourth place playoff encounter against the Congo on Saturday, we are joined via Zoom by football legend Marks Mapanyane, the sharpshooter who played for Bafana Bafana and also donned the jersey of Soweto Giants, Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. And in studio we have former footballer and now commentator and analyst out at SABC Sport, a real student of the game, Mark Haskins. Good morning, Mark. How are you doing?
It's great to be here once again, V.
Good morning, Marks. How are you doing?
Hi, Miss V. I'm well, and you?
Very well, thank you. Marks, perhaps let me start with you. When we look at the final on Sunday, Nigeria taking on Cote d'Ivoire, what are your expectations in that encounter?
Well, I'm expecting the host to do what they've been doing, just being motivated by their supporters. I mean, their support has really been unbelievable. And as for the semis, when they went through to the final, I mean, I just marveled at the pictures. So I'm expecting that those supporters will just be behind them all the way, and the guys will push. I mean, they're starting to improve. Albeit too late, but they're in the final. They looked a decent side last time against the Congo.
They did indeed. But Mark, when we look at this clash up, we actually witnessed the two sides come up against each other earlier in the competition in the group stages, and Nigeria were victorious by a goal to 0. Possibly one of the best games they've played so far this tournament. How do you think that's going to impact the final on Sunday?
I think obviously Ivory Coast have grown into the tournament and they've gotten better and better. They won that opening game and people thought, but everyone was saying even though they won 2-0 against Guinea-Bissau, they weren't convincing. And so obviously losing subsequent games from there in the group and just getting through the group by the skin of their teeth really, they've grown since then. And you have to give credit to Coach Fai. Will he now get the job on a permanent basis because they let go of the coach, the assistant coach took over, and he's done phenomenally well. And he probably deserves a shout, going forward, and deserves the job. And I'm sure the whole country would want him to continue if they continue in this vein, especially if they're able to win the final.
Who do you credit for that, though? Because is it the coach, Kaizer, who was fired and let go? Because he's the one that actually prepared the team for this tournament. Being let go mid-tournament doesn't necessarily mean he's not the one that put this team together.
It's a tough one, really, because if you look at it, the team did not perform well under his guidance, under his leadership. Maybe he put the team together and the patterns of play, the style of play of the team. But literally, Coach Fai has come in. And coaching is more than just tactics. It's about, really getting a group of players together and uniting them so that they play as one. And you could see that that's what's happened since the assistant coach has taken over, Coach Fai. And so that, I think, is even more important than the tactical side of things. We speak about a coach, Clive Barker. A lot of people said he wasn't really that great tactically, but his ability to inspire was what really set him apart. And so definitely I think, you have to give credit to Coach Fai, who's really brought this team together really well.
Absolutely. Marks, let's move and start talking about Bafana Bafana and that third, fourth place playoff. I do still want to get thoughts, though, on Victor Osimhen in Nigeria before we wrap up. Bafana Bafana going up against DR Congo tomorrow night. How do you think that clash is going to pan out with the boys really wanting to bring something home out of this Africa Cup of Nations?
I think it's only fair if Bafana Bafana can win that because they've done very well in this tournament. I mean, they have even sort of got admiration from all their opponents. And if you heard the comments coming from the Nigerian camp, same as the Cape Verde camp. So it just shows that they were together, solid. In fact, Ekong and Osimhen are saying they played it against a decent side, and it was difficult to get the ball from them. And when they are on song, it was always difficult for them to get the ball from them. So I think they do deserve a third and fourth, not a third and fourth, but a bronze. And these are the guys that have made South Africa proud in the tournament. As we always say, go out there and make us proud. Yes, it could have. We always want more. They've done well.
They have absolutely done well. Mark, we look at tomorrow the fact that we won't have a very strong Grant Gekana who's done so well in this tournament for this Bafana side. How do you see Coach Hugo Bruce lining up his players against Cape Verde and where do, not Cape Verde, rather DR Congo, and where do you think we'll win that game? And I'm being positive, we will win it.
Now, for me, what's interesting is how we approach this game because, yes, the bronze medal will be great, but we've got a lot of young players in the team as well who haven't had a chance in this tournament. So how important is this result to us? How important is the third and fourth? I think it would be more important for us to give some experience, some tournament experience to some of the younger players in the team. Osman Apollos hasn't gotten a run yet. We've seen, obviously, Adams coming on in two of the games. But didn't really get to start, didn't really get a lot of minutes. And for me, that might be more important, giving some minutes to some of the players that are going to be around for a long time. And so I'm not really too concerned about the results. And I would actually appreciate and I would like for some of these boys to actually get a run tomorrow and really get a feel for what it is to play at a level like this. Because trust me, at the next tournament, you'd expect these players now to step up and start shining. And so that for me would be more important. And I still believe that they can do the job. Ultimately, I think we're a phenomenally talented bunch of players and anyone can really do the job. It's just about the experience. That's the big difference. And we need to be giving some of the youngsters the experience now because, yes, we didn't get the gold or the silver, but, the bronze would be a consolation. But I think that would be an even better prize.
Your winner?
I still believe South Africa have what it takes. When we, on our day, we can beat anyone on the continent. So I believe that Bafana will bring the bronze medal.
All right, Marks, a quick one from you. Just the nation. Who's winning on Sunday?
South Africa, on Sunday, definitely it has to be the hosts. Ivory Coast, they have just come off the boil at the right time. They will just be the winners. Unfortunately, that is how the cookie crumbles. You host, and you know how the feeling is. We did it last time in '96. It's going to be a good feeling for the host.
All right, so thank you so much, Marks Mapanyane, talking to us about the Africa Cup of Nations. In studio, of course, Mark Haskins joining us as well. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Always a pleasure. That's where we'll leave your sport news for now. And just a reminder, you can catch both those encounters live on SABC 1 at the build-up right before kickoff for both of those clashes.